On behalf of the DBT Wellcome Trust India Alliance, a very warm welcome to everyone who's joined us today for this webinar. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping points to go over. This webinar is being recorded, and so if any of your colleagues have missed out on today's edition, they can always go back and check the webinar recording, which will be available on the India Alliance YouTube channel. You can leave questions anytime during the webinar in the questions box, and at the end of the session, we will try and answer those questions. Just in case the webinar ends abruptly because of any technical glitch, please just join back using the registration link, which got you here in the first place. So on that note, let's just get started. This is a webinar about IRMI, or the India Research Management Initiative. This initiative was set up by the India Alliance in 2018. With a key goal of boosting research ecosystems in India. And some of you may have joined in our previous monthly IRMI webinar editions, where you might have heard discussions on research management, different themes in research management, on the roles of research officers. And in case you haven't had a chance to watch those webinars, again, you can always access those webinars through the India Alliance YouTube channel. They're also accessible through the IRMI web page on the main India Alliance website. So these are the 4 strategic priorities of IRMI, supporting research centers in India and strengthening their research management services, supporting the career development of research managers and administrators in India, building national and international partnerships in the field of research management, and creating a community of practice for research management in India. So a lot of these activities are actually being taken forward through a suite of funding opportunities. And so today's webinar will be focused mainly on the funding opportunities. And on that note, I hand over to my colleague Dipanvita Sengupta to talk us through the IRMI Research Management Fellowships. Over to you, Dipanvita.
Thank you, Savita. Hello, everyone who are attending today's webinar. I'm Dipanvita Sengupta. I'm working as grants lead from the India Alliance. And today I will discuss about the funding scheme Research Management Fellowships that we will have in 2020 round of competition. So this round of competition is the second of its kind, the first one being the last one, 2019. Being a very new kind of funding in this area of research management, we actually learned a lot through this first round of competition, and through which we have tried to gain experience and implement all those experience in this 2020 round. So when I go into further details of fellowships, you might see that there are differences from the previous round, but this is how we will take it in this round of competition. The application is still not open. People who are interested to apply for research management fellowships, you can please listen to the purpose of the fellowship and the provisions of the scheme that this offers. The application will be open soon on 10th of September with a submission deadline of November 30th. So before I go into further details, let me tell you the purpose of this fellowship. So the purpose of the fellowship is to create a centralized research office in a research organization. And so that we hope that this will provide a unique opportunity to help embed the professional research management support within institutions. And this also at a very early stage of building a central research office. And this will be implemented mainly via an RM fellow who will be recruited as the research management fellow for through this fellowship. And the focus will be on the research management at all stages of the funding cycle. Yukti, next click, please. Yeah, thank you. So the provisions of the scheme, it brings funding of 6 lakhs per annum as a salary support for the RM fellow. So this fellow, if he or she does not have a position at the host institution, it's fine. When I say host institution, I mean the institution where this fellow will be based, the institution who is applying. So the RM fellow's salary support can be up to 6 lakhs per annum through this fellowship, and an additional 1 lakh is provided towards training of the fellow. Mentoring of this RM fellow over a 6-month period will be provided. We expect that this fellow will be relatively at a new stage of his or her RM career. So a mentoring will be provided from our side. We would like to include this fellow in the growing IRMI community. The total duration of this fellowship is 3 years. Next, please. Yes, so let us go to the roles on the application. So when you want to fill the application, these will be the roles that will come, and you have to fill the details of these roles. So let me go through it one by one. Sponsor is the one who will have the administrative authority in the institution, who will sign the India Alliance award conditions. So sponsor means the person who will who may be the head of the department or the director of an institution, who has the administrative right to sign the award conditions. Um, uh, the fellowship supervisor comes next, and the fellowship supervisor will supervise this RM fellow very closely, will mentor this fellow very closely. And this fellowship supervisor may be a senior researcher, or maybe a senior person in administrative office who has handled this kind of a portfolio earlier. The RM fellow nominee is the person who will be later the RM fellow. On the application form, it asks for nominee details, but if awarded, this person will be the RM fellow. And if the applicant wants to make any collaboration with others, then those names can also be in the application. Okay, next one. Okay, let us go to the institutional contributions. What do we expect from the institution? We expect the institution to cover for the office expenses, regular office expenses, I mean, and then other resources towards the research office setting up, integration with the existing administrative structure, because already there must be some structure in place at the institution that runs the research management services. So integration with those initially existing services, and a steering committee to monitor the progress. So like I said, this is a 3 years of fellowship, and India Alliance will monitor the progress every year. So there will be an annual progress report, annual monitoring of the progress. But we would like a steering committee to be present at the institution, who will look at the progress of the project more closely and may advise the RM fellow if required from time to time. If you focus on the, we can remain on the last slide, please. Yeah, so let me just explain the last bit of it. So if you focus on this last line where we say only applications from not-for-profit institutions supporting biomedical research will be considered. So what we mean here is that India Alliance can fund only not-for-profit organizations. And by not-for-profit, we mean that the institution should have a copy of registration of the organization as a trust or society or Section 25 company. There are a few other requirements also. If your institution does fall within that not-for-profit category, then your institution is eligible. Also, we check financial eligibility of the institutions. We check the financial eligibility through existing like last audited financial reports and all of that. And India Alliance only supports institutions that do biomedical research for human and animal welfare. So if by human and animal welfare, it can incorporate anything in human health or animal health, be it any disease coming from infectious disease to mental health to any regular molecular biology work. So everything can be covered within this biomedical research. So we can only support institutions that do biomedical research and are not for profit. So in the last round of competition, we could make 6 awards. And this year we are looking forward to get better applications and make more awards. Next slide, please. Yes, so coming to this, a little bit of background information of the scheme. So we would like to understand through the application that what is the status of research at the institution, and the status of research management at the institution, how the research management is currently getting done at the institution. And there is a IRMI institutional registration form, which actually includes the institution in our list of in our list of institutions that are registered with IRMI. So this form needs to be filled up along with the application, or if done earlier, that's also fine. We expect that the impact of the research office to be like foreseen by the institution. And so it is very important that the institutional leadership and the nominee, who will be the RM fellow if awarded, both of them work hand in hand together to put in this application. The longer term vision of the institution to develop this research office is something that we are looking at through the application. Next, please. Yes, so we will also look at the steps taken towards implementation. So when a proposal is putting forth, so what are the steps that will actually lead to creation of a successful research office, the management plan of the entire proposal, the nominee details, and if the nominee fits to these requirements or not. Of course, the budget details will be important, and the milestones over these 36 months of the fellowship, what are the biggest milestone of the project, and how these milestones will be planned over this 36 months. That is one very important aspect which will be looked at in the applications. Next one. Yes, so sustainability is very important. So we are trying to put this support for the creation of a new office, and we would really like to see how the institution is planning to sustain the office beyond this period of fellowship, and also how the institution is planning to sustain the fellow, because through this fellowship, the fellow, of course, will generate a lot of knowledge. And so how the institution has planned to sustain the fellow beyond the grant period. This also will be one important question on the application. And towards research office activities and towards career development of the fellow, how the institution has planned, all of these are very important. Next, please. Yes, so these are also few selection criteria, like effectiveness of the research office in furthering research and innovation at the host institution. Then time course of activities, like I was explaining a little bit earlier. Then the nominee, the details of the nominee management plan of the entire proposal, and the sustainability plan. Yes, we can go to the next. Yeah, so this is something that we have put on the India Alliance website, and I mean, we are just hoping that this may help few interested people who are looking for RM jobs to find their right host institution. If a host institution wants to put advert for a nominee or for a staff in research management, we also can co-host their advertisement on our website, and this way the interested people who are looking for jobs in research management can go to this place on the IRMI website, on the IRMI web page on India Alliance website. We have this specific location of research management jobs in India where you can find these details and you can apply. Okay, so I think that's all I had to say about RM fellowships. I will pass it over to my colleague, Dr. Chandrima Home, to talk about the research management grants.
Hi, my name is Chandrima, and I work at India Alliance as a grants advisor here. Coming to the IRMI RM grants, like the fellowship, they are also an important part of the IRMI funding schemes. And one of the main purpose of this RM grant is to support the expansion of any existing services via research office within an lead institution. The RM grant it also enables to create any other resources which will facilitate the research manager, as well as also help in networking events and collaborative research management projects through these grants. Next, Yukti. So if you look at the provisions of the RM grant, unlike the RM fellowship, the grant is only for a year, and the budget that is allocated for the RM grant is about 10 lakhs. And one of the important criteria of this is that the person who is going to be a part of this grant, the applicant, he should be a part of the growing IRMI community as well through this grant itself. Next. So what are the roles on the application for an RM grant? So as similar to that of a fellowship, here what we have, the mainstay is that of the applicant. So there is a sponsor or a person who is in an administrative position who is going to host the applicant within this lead institution. The applicant will fill in the much of the details of the grant, and some of these details are some of them are similar to what is there in the fellowship, but with much more details regarding the management and sustainability and how the new proposal is going to add a solution to the research management initiative within the lead institution. Along with the applicant, there is also the provision of adding other people who could be the co-applicants. There could be collaborators as well within this grant. Next. So similar to that of the RM fellowship grant, there are also certain institutional contributions which are required, and that is the grant is ideally given to an institution where there are already pre-existing research management structures. The institution should also bear the office expenses and other resources towards these research office, and whatever the applicant is planning to bring in should integrate with this administrative structures within the institution as well. And also similar to the fellowship scheme, we also have a steering committee who is supposed to monitor the progress of this entire grant with the help that the applicant has put in. The IRMI RM grant along with the fellowship will also be launched very soon, and the application deadline for this is on the 30th of November. And as mentioned by Dipanita, we are looking into looking at applications which are coming from not-for-profit organizations which are supporting biomedical research. In the current round of RM grants that we have funded, there are 4 awards which have been made. Next, Yukti. So similar again to the RM fellowship, there is a certain amount of background information that is required for the RM grant, which involves the status of research as well as research management. Again, the institution has to be a part of the larger institutional registration for IRMI. The grant also allows to envision the applicant. There is a certain vision that we look forward within this grant and how the current proposal is going to address these gaps within the institutions. Next. Along with the, there is also a certain kind of steps that is required towards the implementation, which involves putting in a management plan, of course, the budget, which goes without saying, and also the milestones that the applicant is supposed to achieve within that year. Next. So one of the most important things within the RM grant is trying to understand the sustainability. How would a research institution look at this position beyond the grant period, and what is the sustainability of the RM staff who is also involved beyond this grant period? So these are very important things for us, because ideally through the IRMI RM grant and the fellowship and through this entire program, we essentially want to ensure a continuity in the progress of building such kind of structures within institutions. And also the institution would also be allowed to, they should also provide us with other resources that have been made available to the applicant throughout these projects. Next. So one of the key selection criteria that we look forward when an applicant is applying for an RM grant are some of these things, like what is the effectiveness of this particular activity or the resource, and how will it support the existing research with existing host institution itself. how will it be integrated within the broader framework of the Indian research ecosystem as well, along with the management plan and sustainability? It is important to note here that any institution who is going to host an RM fellow, they are eligible to apply for an RM grant in the third year of their fellowship. I would like my colleague Sabuj to take over the travel grant section of the IRMI. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chandrima. So my name is Shobhuj. I work as a grant advisor at India Alliance. So as we know that research management is quite a new field here, and one of primary key to know other research manager is to meet them, make network over conferences, workshops. Considering that opportunity in mind, India Alliance or IRMI also proposed a travel grant in 2019 to participate people in INOMS, which is the World Congress for the Research Managers, which was supposed to be scheduled to be in Hiroshima between May 25th and 28th. But due to COVID pandemic, it now shifted to 2021 in Hiroshima. 7 awards were made under this scheme, and all the people who are awarded now, they can avail their schemes till next INOMS, which will be in 2021. Next slide, please. So though the travel grants initially is formulated for INOMS, but then now India Alliance also recognized that there are several other communities as well as several other networking opportunities provided by different groups such as Sarima, Encura or ERMA, and as well as some other which are not listed in this particular slide. So these particular travel grants actually allow people to attend any international conference in the area of research management. So applicants should check with the conference organizer regarding the eligibility, plus when this conference is going to be held, where it will be held, what is the mode of participation, everything before applying for this travel grant. Next, please. So the purpose, as I mentioned before, to support the cost of attending conference or the workshop in the area of research management for the Indian research managers. To eligible for this particular travel grant, one have to be working at Indian Research Institute, at least have 3 years of experience in research management, and people who already have awarded in INOMS 2020, they are not eligible to apply for this round. Next, please. Provisions. So this travel award is up to 3 lakh rupees, and it will support a contribution towards the travel cost, accommodation, visa cost, meeting registration, and other associated costs. India Alliance will also consider requests to support additional attending virtual conference, considering that lots of conferences which meant for the research managers are now become virtual, considering the fact we are facing COVID-19 pandemic. So that will be also covered under travel grants. So institutes who will be from where the research managers are working and applying through, they are expected to complete the IRMI institutional registration form. Institute also expected to nominate the applicant to be eligible for this particular competition. Institute also need to advance all the money to fulfill the requirement to attend these workshops or do the registration, visa cost, anything associated with the participation, which will be reimbursed by India Alliance upon the completion of the travel or the workshop and submission of the proper bill. And we also will require a letter of support from the institute stating that the research manager is working there and the purpose of this particular travel grant. Next, please. So the selection criteria is primarily threefold. First is the contribution of the experience to the applicants specific to the professional development related to research management goals, contribution of the experience of the applicant current work in research management and administration, and effectiveness of the measure for sharing knowledge gained to the applicant's organization and beyond. Similar, as my colleague mentioned, the deadline for these particular travel grants is also 30th of November, and it will be launched shortly. And also, again, I would like to reiterate the fact that only not-for-profit institution will be supported who primarily work in the field of biomedical research. I'll request my colleague, Dr. Iyer, to take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dipanvita, Chandrama, and Shabuj. So I'd just like to spend a few minutes talking about the ERMI institutional registration. These registration forms are available off the ERMI website. And all institutions who are putting in application for support through any of the ERMI schemes will also need to be completing the ERMI institutional registration forms, because this allows the India Alliance to capture various background information pertaining to the institution. So on that note, I'd like to speak about the next topic for today. Yukti, may I have the next slide, please? So this relates to the fourth strategic priority of ERMI, which is to build a community of practice in research management in India. And I've chosen this Warli painting because I think it quite nicely points out that there are individuals, and individuals can actually come together as a community, and that's what we need here in India as well. Next slide, please, Yukti. So it's my pleasure to announce that the India Alliance will soon be hosting the first ever ERMI annual conference. This is scheduled for February in 2021. And this is going to be a virtual event that brings Indian research managers and administrators together with colleagues, with researchers, with funders and other stakeholders, both from India and overseas, for sharing of knowledge, networking, and peer learning over a period of 5 days. Next slide, please. So there is now actually a website for the ERMI annual conference. And again, this can be accessed either off the ERMI webpage, or you can just directly go to the conference website. That's ermiac.indiaalliance.org. And what we are hoping to do over the next few weeks is actually that now we're accepting registrations, and we're also accepting abstracts, and all members or research managers are invited to submit abstracts to participate in the conference. And specifically, the content for the conference will be organized under 5 broad themes, all of which speak to a much bigger theme, which is actually bringing professional research management into the science and innovation ecosystem of India. So let me just talk you through the themes, the sub areas that we will be back. Yeah, thank you, Yukti. So the first theme is actually support services for facilitating extramural funding. And if you go to the website and click on the tab, you will be able to see the broad subject areas which fall under this particular theme. The second theme would be building and managing partnerships. This could be international partnerships or partnerships with multi-institutional structures. The third theme is actually ethics in research and the crosstalk with funded programs. The fourth theme is linking basic research to innovation. And the fifth theme is developing the successful research manager. So this is a call for all the research managers in India. You can take a look at the website, take a look at the details on the conference website. And you can submit abstracts. You can submit up to 2 abstracts per registration. So the deadline for receipt of abstracts is actually 15th October this year. So if you have an idea, or if you've done a piece of work that you'd like to share with your colleagues, please do register, please do put in your abstract. And I'd also like to point out that registrations will just plain registrations for the meeting will continue all the way up to 15th January. It's just that there is an abstract submission deadline of 15th October. Next slide, please, Yukti. And we actually have a conference planning committee that comprises India Alliance staff and 3 senior research managers from India, collectively a lot of expertise in different areas of research management within the Indian context. And so the planning committee will then assess the abstracts and put the final program together. And we hope this is going to be a wonderful experience for all of us to share and to learn. And next slide, please, Yukti. So these are just a couple of points of contact information. So you can obviously look at the ERMI website on the India Alliance website. As I said, there is a separate conference website. Please do take a look at that as well. Any questions for the ERMI initiative can be sent to ermi@indiaalliance.org, and questions specifically relating to the conference can be sent to ermiac@indiaalliance.org. And that's what we'd like to share about the new round of IRMI funding opportunities and the IRMI annual conference. And I think we now have some time to take questions. So Dipanvita, maybe we'll just start. There's a question from the audience about what should the structure of the steering committee be? How many members should be there and what should their designation be?
Okay, thank you for this question. So it will pretty much depend on what the proposal is, because steering committee is required for both the IRMI fellowship, the RM fellowship and the RM grant. So I don't know exactly what you are looking at when you are asking this question, but for any applicant who is applying for RM fellowship, I can actually imagine that the major primary roles of the RM fellow will be to set up a RM office to look at how extramural funding can be attracted in the institution, how faculties can be told that which of the funding opportunities will be best for them. Also, the existing grants that are already there with the faculties, how do we manage that better? So when you think these criteria, when you have these criteria in mind, then I would actually reach out to people who have done this earlier in the institution, and also maybe senior scientists who have managed multiple grants during their career in their scientific career. So it all depends what is the proposal and what is the goal. But depending on the proposal, we can suggest that the applicants choose the senior people within the organization who can suggest if the progress of the project is happening properly or not.
Thank you, Dipanvita. And I'd just like to add a point there that research management actually happens at the interface of the researchers, the the administration at the institution and the funders. So in picking members of the steering committee, you might also want to consider having the senior administrators of the institute being part of the committee, because they will provide a very valuable point of view as well. So we have another question again on the RM fellowships, Dipanvita, which is, can a candidate be partly funded by the fellowship and also by the host institute?
Yes, definitely. So like we said, we have a cap of the salary for RM fellows. It's 6 lakhs per annum. If the institution wants to support partially and partial support is taken from the India Alliance Fellowship, that's absolutely fine.
Thank you. So we have another question, which is it mandatory for the institution to employ the RM fellow after the completion of the fellowship?
Yeah, so there is a sustainability plan that we ask on the application, and we would like to see how the institution wants to integrate this experience gained by the RM fellow over this duration of the fellowship. So I can't comment on how the institution can employ the fellow, but of course we would like to see that the institution has some plan to sustain this knowledge gained through this fellowship.
So Chandrima, maybe I'd direct this question to you. Are universities eligible for funding?
As long as the university fits within the not-for-profit requirements, which most universities usually do, they can also apply for funding.
So we have a question here about whether it is possible to access the slide deck used by the speaker. So just a little note that this webinar is being recorded, and the recording will be available on the India Alliance YouTube channel. And also all information on these funding schemes are going to be available well, the information on the schemes is already available on the India Alliance website. The schemes will be formally launched on 10th September. So those kind of details will be made available. And information, of course, on the conference will be available on the conference website. There's a question on whether the schemes can cover IP management. So maybe I'll just answer that briefly. With the RM fellowships, we'd like the emphasis to be on the creation of the research office and primarily to provide comprehensive support at all stages of the funding life cycle. This is both pre-award and post-award. The India Alliance would be open to IP management, perhaps through the research management grants that might be that is provided the institution already has a research management office in place, and this additional IP management portfolio, the application articulates well how that will link to the activities through the research office. So that's the kind of connect that the committee would expect to see. So we have a question. If someone is awarded the ERMI institutional grant, can they apply for the ERMI fellowship grant as well? Dipandita, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, so like we have explained, ERMI fellowships will be only for institutions who are just starting their research office. So if one has already received a grant, we can expect that that person is already in a senior management position, and probably the institution also has a proper research office. In that case, the institution will not be eligible for ERMI fellowships anymore.
So we have a question about the sustainability issue, and we appreciate that sustainability is a difficult issue for all institutions to address. So and the question is that it might be difficult to have stringent criteria for providing promises on sustainability, and this might be lengthy and cumbersome for the institution to take through and provide for. So how would the India Alliance address individual institutions or fellows' problems while considering the application? Dipandita, do you want to take that? I can add to it later.
Savita, can you please repeat? I did not hear that very clearly.
Sure. So I think the question is about sustainability, that for some institutions, it might be very difficult for them to right at the outset make a promise about sustainability of the office and of the individual's appointment beyond the tenure of the application. So how would the India Alliance address individual institutions or fellows' problems while considering the applications?
Yeah, so I mean, see, for an RM fellowship will be for 3 years. So after 3 years, many things will change definitely. So we can, of course, expect that a promise at this stage may not be appropriate from the institution. But of course, if the vision of the institution lies towards that, then the institution will find some way to employ, or like I was saying, sustain this already existing office. So we would like to see what is the vision of the institution, what is the vision of the leadership of the institution towards this.
So we have a question about the fellowship amount. Obviously, the previous round, there was a certain fellowship amount set. And so now the annual cap for salary funding is 6 lakhs per annum. So the question is, please confirm if this is the case and whether current fellows can submit a revised budget considering this new cap for the funding. So Dipandita, maybe. Lots of questions on the fellowships.
Yeah, so thank you, existing fellows and existing award holders who are attending today's webinar. Thank you for your support to the ERMI initiative. So the last year's round had a specific criteria, and we had set provisions for that round of applications. And based on last year's experience and with some suggestions from senior research managers and the committee members, we did make some changes, like I explained towards the beginning of the webinar when I started explaining RM fellowships. And so from this round, these provisions will be applicable, and last year's awards, the budget and all cannot be changed.
Sabuj, we have a question on travel grants. So for travel, availing the travel grants, should one have to be an RM fellow at the time of the application? It requires at least 3 years of experience, and the fellowship tenure is only 3 years. So how to go about making an application in such a situation?
Yeah, so the person who is applying should have a 3 years of experience while applying for the travel grant. But the travel grant duration is not for the 3 year. So travel grant duration is only for a particular workshop or particular conference and attending. So it's like a pointed thing. It's an event-based award just to participate, like for example, INOMS or SAREMA or any other conference. So it's not for the 3-year period. So it's a participation in a single event. So, but then to be eligible to apply, one have to be a research manager or research professional, research management professional with 3 years of experience.
And Dipanwita, another question on the fellowships. Can an institute apply for more than one fellow, permission for more than one fellow?
No, I think there is if you go to the provisions, one institution can put in only one application. This is mentioned on the website. So because this fellowship will be towards building up of the RM office, so one institution can apply for only one fellowship.
And there's another question on what is the minimum educational qualification and experience required. So I don't think the India Alliance are being prescriptive about this, but it's much more at the discretion of the institution that is putting in the applications to decide the portfolio of responsibilities and therefore the educational qualifications and experience that they would consider desirable or mandatory. So that is very much up to the institution. So we have a question, will ERMI be thinking of a conference for RME professionals in India similar to IARMA? Yes, exactly. That's what we are trying to do. So in February, we will have the first edition of the ERMI annual conference. And so I request you to take a look at the website, take a look at the broad themes and consider putting in an application if that's of interest to you. In any case, we invite viewers to register for the conference for the learning that this could bring. Okay, so we have another question. If the institution is hosting a research fellow already, can the same organization apply this year again to host a different fellow? Presumably this means the RM fellows. If the institution already has one RM fellow, can they host another RM fellow? Dipanwita?
Yeah, like I mentioned that RM fellowship is to create a research office in the organization. So I don't actually, I can't say exactly if that was the proposal for the last year's application, but if that was so, then for a fresh RM fellow who, for an institution who is actually starting to develop a research office through an RM fellowship, they will only be eligible to apply for a RM grant in their 3rd year of the fellowship, not before that. So we would consider that in 2 and more than 2 years, they would be able to set up the research office and will be eligible to apply for the RM grant in their 3rd year.
Sabuj, we have a travel grant question actually from one of the 2020 awardees. Will the grant letter be revised? Can we register again for the INOMS conference? This is one of the 2020 awardees.
Yeah, so I believe it can be done because the conference have not happened yet in Hiroshima. So if the registration process is completed, so it would be probably the responsibility of the awardee to contact the conference authority to check out. So end of the day, it's the travel grant will be supporting all the costs regarding the participation of it, how it would be, and if the registration from 2020 can be shifted to 2021, that India Alliance cannot comment on. That have to be the INOMS and the awardee, they have to communicate. But their award is valid because it's given for INOMS participation, and we recognize the fact they cannot participate because of the COVID pandemic. So it is valid till 2021. But shifting of the registration from 1 year to the next year, that is the administrative affair that will be done only by the awardee and the conference authority.
So we have a question about the conference. Can only ERMI fellows attend the conference, or is it open to all research fellows? So let me just explain this. at the conference, we will have a series of presentations on research management efforts that are ongoing at different Indian institutions. This is with the goal of understanding the approaches that people are taking. It's a platform for Indian research managers to share their experience. So that pool of speakers will include research managers who are actively building research structures, research office structures, or research management activities. But at the same time, the conference is open to anyone who would like to know more about research management as a career, or the different approaches that individuals and institutions are taking. So registration is open to absolutely everybody, and it's a free event. But in terms of participation as a presenter, we would expect the presenters to be research managers who are actually actively building research management structures at their institutions. And those are the stories that they will be sharing. I hope that makes it clear. We have another travel grant question, Shobuj, again from one of the 2020, the previous round winners. Are actually it is a round before that, are ERMI 2018 awardees eligible to apply for the current travel grant? That is from the pilot phase. And I'll take that question, I'll answer that question. That's perfectly fine. So ERMI 2018 awardees are eligible to apply in this year's round. If that individual did not apply in the 2019 round, they can apply in the 2020 round, just to clarify that. Someone writes in saying, I'm not currently a research manager, so can still participate in the conference schedule early next year. Yes, that's right. You can certainly participate. You can attend all of the sessions. There's a question in the chat box about, can Institute merge ongoing MDRU scheme of DHR of India with ERMI? Because that was main lacuna of MDRU scheme, that there was no provision of research manager. I'd request this individual, Divya Goswami, to please send in a question to the ERMI mailbox. Please do share details of the MDRU scheme that you have in mind, and the team can take a look at it and get back to you on that. But we need more details on this specific scheme that you have in mind and what area of overlap you're anticipating with the ERMI initiative. So you can send in your question to ermi@indiaalliance.org. Is there a specific revenue target for starting a research management office in our institution? That would be a call for the institution, because obviously there is balance between the funds that are available, the ambitions of the research programs. So starting a research management office is a strategic decision that will need to be taken by the institution. So in terms of the scope of the science, and that's precisely the reason why the application form actually has questions in there about the status of research and the status of research management, because this is a strategic decision that is taken by the institution. Just seeing if there's a question. I want to clarify if ERMI fellowship is awarded to someone in first round last year, so I can apply for the next round in the subsequent year. Perhaps this relates to the travel grant. So, Dipanvita, would you take that question? I don't know whether this is for the travel grant, but no, the question says ERMI fellowship awarded to someone in the first round last year. Can I apply for the next round in the subsequent year? Perhaps there's some lack of clarity on whether this is for the RM fellowship or for the travel grants. So if it's the travel grant, then Yeah, Sabuj, would you like to answer that?
So I believe it's travel grant because fellowship runs for 3 years. So there is no question of subsequently applying for it. So if it's a travel grant and you are awarded in 2020, you cannot apply in, 2019 round, you cannot apply again in 2020.
So again, we have another question on the travel grant. Are these applicable for research managers working in an international not-for-profit organization working in India?
Yeah. So anybody who is working as a research administration or research manager and in a not-for-profit organization can apply for these travel grants to participate in conference or workshops, which can be virtual as well as in person. So,
Deepanta, we have a question on the RM fellowships. Is it only for establishing a new RM office? Can we do reinforcement by this funding of an existing RM office?
Okay, so if there is an existing RM office, then maybe the RM grants will be more suitable in this case. I would actually request this person to go to the website and see more details. There is a specific difference between RM fellowships and RM grants, and if you already have an existing office, I feel that the RM grants will be more suitable for you.
And I think the institution will also need to consider, well, what is the scope or the portfolio of the existing RM office? What is the step change that the institution would like to bring in? So those are questions you sort of need to evaluate and then decide whether the RM fellowship scheme or the RM grant scheme fits the institution's requirements better. Is there an age limit for the RM fellowship application?
Absolutely not. So for any India Alliance application, there is no age limit.
Is there any opportunity for independent researchers to avail funds to conduct research activities? Deepanita, maybe I'd just like to request you to speak on that. Yeah.
So, yeah, I see that similar questions are coming up repeatedly. So we should clarify that these all funding schemes are for research management and not to conduct a research project as such. So research management would mean to handle the existing grants or to describe what are the opportunities the faculty of the institution may have to apply. So this is not definitely to conduct any research project.
Thank you, Deepanita. Just checking. Is it applicable for Ayush system of medicine?
Okay, so like we were saying, the institution will be eligible if the institution is a not-for-profit and the remit is to perform human research or animal research. And of course, the system, the organization who will do research on Ayush will be doing human research, I guess. So I think you can look at the provisions of the scheme. And there is no specific guideline actually that Ayush system of medicine organizations will not be applicable or not, will not be eligible or not. So I think you can go ahead and look into more details and then apply.
Another question on the fellowships, Deepanita. Can a current Termi fellow apply to the grant scheme this year?
Yeah, so like I explained a few minutes back that RM fellows will be eligible to apply for RM grants only in their third year of the fellowship.
I hope that has covered all the questions that have come in. Perhaps we can wait for another 5 minutes just in case there are any questions.
And if we missed any question today unintentionally, then please write to us. Please feel free to reach out to us at irmi@indiaalliance.org.
Up to how many fellowships would be awarded this year?
So this will depend on the quality of the applications. So we can't tell you the number immediately, but depending on the quality of application, the number may vary from year to year.
A question about institutional eligibility. If the organization is doing research in biology, human, chemical, coal altogether, but not exclusively on human or animal research, is the organization eligible?
Yeah, so the question already says that our institution is doing research in biology, human. So I guess that this will include human research. And if it is so, then the institution will be eligible. If you want to give us more details through email, please feel free to do so. We can look at the details and get back to you.
We have another, again, repeat question about the budget for the RM fellowships, whether a current ERMI fellow can submit a revised budget. Dipanvita, I think this has already been answered.
Yes, yes, this is already answered. And like we said, that last year provisions hold true for the last year's awardees.
So a question about plant-related studies, plant-related studies and research. Would institutions supporting plant research be eligible to apply?
Sorry, the answer will be no, actually, because India Alliance supports only organizations that do research in human and animal welfare. So if the institution is doing only plant research, then the answer will be no. But if the institution is doing plant research plus some of human research or animal research, then the answer will be yes.
I think that brings us to the close of today's session. If there aren't any more questions at this stage, we'll bring today's session to a close. But as Dipanvita said, if your questions have not been answered, if you have any other questions to ask about the ERMI initiative, please write into the ERMI mailbox. If you have any questions about the conference, please write into the conference mailbox. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining, and do complete the feedback form at the end of the webinar. Bye-bye then.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.